Well, from the very outset, it was a very positive, bright and purposeful start, and to be perfectly honest, after Wednesday night, it couldn't have been a more productive 15 minutes at the start of the game. The wide areas, Alan and Colton were very productive. Daniel was clinical in front of goal, and to be 3 goals to the good inside 15 minutes, I think really settled a lot of concerns, maybe a bit of apprehension coming into the game, because when all said and done, these are still very talented sides. There's a young side, but we've run into groups like this before who have taken control of games and made life difficult, and it causes a lot of anguish within the group and maybe some edginess in our play. But the first 15 minutes really set the tone for the game. We got a complete grip of proceedings, and I'm just delighted that we've gone on and won handsomely. And given 2 or 3 of the guys a real boost. I mean, Daniel's 2 goals is great, but Cameron coming off the bench gets his second for the group after having some frustrating injuries. Colton Belmar gets his first for the team, and we've been searching for that one for all of his endeavours and hard work. And Alan has been very, very professional in his work and diligent weekly and waiting for his chance, and he gets back on the sheet and makes a real difference for the group. So I think it just re-emphasises again the strength of the squad as well.
Especially for Carlton, with how close he's been a couple times and how bright he's been down the flanks a little bit, was it relieving for you to see him get both the assists and the goal?
Yeah, I'm delighted for him. He puts so much into his game. He's a very genuine guy. All of the physical attributes are there for everyone to see, but he's certainly taken on board a lot of information in a new group, and he's adapted very well. The one area of his game that has just deserted him for the moment has been that final ball on a more consistent basis, and of course goal scoring. And his record tells us that he is more than capable, and hopefully it gives him a shot in the arm and a real confidence boost to push on.
You kind of preach patience with the guys up top because you just work with so many new parts, but how can tonight could it be a little spark moving forward probably for the rest of the way?
I hope so. It's certainly not been easy in terms of trying to find the connections and relationships. Our goal scoring record has improved from last year, there's no doubt about that, but I think we should expect that it would, given the players that we've added to the group. What can be a difficulty, as I've said before, is consistently finding good link play, good relationships and creative combinations. Tonight, I think we saw much more of that. I thought Lebo was instrumental in that. He proved to be a wonderful creative link for a lot of the attacking group, and I include obviously the wide players in that. There were some really encouraging signs there. That has got to be a more consistent feature with individuals as well as a group. But of course, again, against opposition that may be slightly more experienced or stronger than the group that we've run into today. But you can only achieve and play against the opponent in front of you on the night, and tonight the guys have done a great job.
Are there any key takeaways from tonight that you can use moving forward, especially to next weekend's game against Charlotte?
I think a lot of those attacking relationships, some of the combination play, some of the wide play. The first half especially, I thought the 2 wide players were very bright, very purposeful, and not just when they got on the ball and needed to make a difference against their opposing defender, but Alan and Colton got themselves in some really good spots to either keep the pressure on or end up in a finishing situation, as Alan did, and get himself on the score sheet. So it looked more natural. The players, once they got themselves in a good place, looked far more comfortable in possession. There were some lovely passages of play, and there was just I thought there was a very good feel about it. But you got to remember, the goals were scored at good times, and it's all about getting off the mark and making a difference and settling the nerves and making sure that you're playing from a position of strength. And players did a good job of reinforcing that tonight.
10 games in, how would you kind of evaluate everything so far? I know you probably haven't had a ton of time to digest tonight's win, but how would you kind of evaluate the team
I
through
just
10
think
games?
all in all, we're not firing on all cylinders at the moment. I think there's been some really good, some good performances and some, really encouraging displays, both individually and as a team. But, I think as a group, the consistency factor is important, of course. But to get everyone, working in the same direction, really sort of that sparkle about the group and that confidence within the team. Hopefully tonight's performance goes a long way to maybe infusing that type of mindset. But yeah, listen, I'm pleased with where we're at. I'd certainly, there's a couple of games that, of course, I would like to have not been on the receiving end in 1-0 defeats. But all in all, I think there's a lot of good things going on. Players are in a good place. There's a great feel about the group. There's a very genuine vein that runs through everyone in the locker room, and I think that always stands you in good stead. When things are not going quite so well, that character within the locker room tends to give you the edge in games that are a little bit tighter. And we certainly have the ability and the quality to take advantage of situations like tonight where we've started well, and there's a lot more experience in our group, and I thought that told tonight.
Not that you necessarily want to relax, but does getting out to that quick start make it a heck of a lot less stressful on the touchline over there?
Yeah, of course it does. You can look at the game in a slightly different fashion. Just more so, it just takes the edge off of maybe proceedings. What I would say is each game presents very different challenges, and the challenge for the group today was to come out in the second half being 3-0 up and attack the game in the same fashion, and to not allow Swope to get back in the game and give them an incentive to feel as though there's a way out of this. The fourth goal did that. There's always things that you can work on and be thoughtful about, but I think getting that fourth goal really just re-emphasised we're not going to rest on our laurels. The game's still there to be won, and I thought our attitude towards the second period was a good one. 2 goals. Yes, there were some spells that they threw caution to the wind a little bit and got themselves on the sheet, but all in all, it was a very good performance.
Since their goal came when you were already up 4-1, is it something that you don't particularly worry about, or is it something that you kind of look at as an area of concern?
Their goal?
Yeah.
Listen, I never want to concede goals. I don't think any coach does at any point. I'd love to have kept a clean sheet, but I'm certainly happier that we've scored 5. We've still been very professional in the way that we've played. The players were not flippant about their roles and the amount of energy that they put into the game. So I don't have a major concern. Matt said that the ball moved and it was a difficult one to deal with. He struck it very well. We're certainly guys in their group that are very, very capable, and I think it just highlights the fact that if you allow them to get into good areas and too consistently, you've got a problem. I mean, they've beat Louisville in the week, who in different circumstances, but there's certainly no pushover as a group. Champions, very experienced outfit. So this had the potential to be a bit of a difficult affair, third game in a week, but the guys have dealt with it very well.
Malagrassa chipped in with an assist, and I believe he's played the most minutes on the team so far. How important has he been in more of the central area this season?
Matt's a talented guy. He's got a great opportunity to, to maybe push on to the next level, as have many of the guys. In fact, everyone in the group. They're all in a position where the way they perform and their attitude towards their work daily is an audition for the next level. And at the moment, Matt's taking it by the scruff of the neck and saying, I want to be there. Everyone has that chance. Everyone has the chance to take it by the scruff of the neck and say, don't look beyond me. There's a lot of them that are doing that. I certainly feel as though there's some that can do more. And it's a long, difficult season. And I've said to the guys, it's really about quality rather than quantity. If you prove when you're in the side that what you can achieve is enough to take you to the next level, that could be 18, 20, 24, 25, wherever many games it is. It doesn't have to be 34. You've just got to prove you're good enough. We've got a very strong group. There'll be rotation within it. You've seen it again today. So players are not dropped because they're poor. Players are rotated just purely because we have a strong group that should not drop the standards or quality when I bring other players in. Everyone's there. Everyone's in a good spot. It's really for them to step forward and say, I'm your man.